Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are diving deep into a topic that confuses so many people. And to be honest, it took me a while to understand as well, right? How do you actually become what you want to manifest? Haven't you heard, like in so many videos here, there, everywhere, people say that you have to become what you want. You have to become that love. You have to become money. If you want to attract money, you want to become that energy, isn't it? But how do we do that? We've read it in books, we've watched videos, we followed the techniques. Yeah, yet sometimes the things you want still don't show up. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to make this podcast, because I really want to break down why this happens and why it's not about chasing or forcing, but about becoming, right? And let's dive deep into what does it really mean, okay, to become something that you want. Now, so many people think manifestation is about thinking positively, visualizing, or writing down lists of what you want. Okay, and yes, I mean they are tools, right? These are some things that you can do, and many of you do it, right? And even I do it, but they're not the core of manifestation, right? The core is you. Your reality is a mirror of your inner self. And again, I come back to inner self. I actually want to talk so much about inner work because that's the core, folks. That is the core. And like I said, inner work is not something that'll take years, that'll take eons for you to get results. No, it can be done quickly, but it must be done, right? If your inner world isn't aligned with your desires, no amount of scripting or vision boarding will make it appear in the 3D. And that's the first truth. Manifestation isn't about doing more, it's about being more. It's about embodying the reality you want before it shows up externally. Yeah? So, when we say become what you want to manifest, what does it actually mean? Let's break it down. The first thing is self concept. Oh my god. I have spent so many hours just to figure it out, only to realize it's basically, let me let me make it really simple for all of you. It's the way we see ourselves. Literally. It's your beliefs, your inner narrative, the version of you that exists in your mind, even when no one is watching. If you want, for example, right, if you want financial abundance, your self concept must include being wealthy, being confident, and being deserving of money. That's what it means. That's what it means to become money. Okay. If you want, say, a loving relationship, okay, your self concept must include being lovable, right? What does becoming love mean? Being lovable. Do you have those traits that you are looking for? Are you the patient one, who listens to people's conversations? Are you the one who has that faith in yourself? Are you the one that has that confidence that can't be shattered by um, anything that happens on the outside? Are you the one who somebody can bet on? Yeah. Are you lovable? Are you lovable by the right people? And are you worthy of the connection? What's your self worth? Do you love yourself? And when we see do you love yourself, folks, a lot of people are just like, yeah, I mean, they kind of demean, or they kind of make this a very trivial aspect of manifesting a relationship. But, folks, this is so powerful that if you understand this concept, I mean, there is nothing that you cannot manifest in life. If you focus on the conversation you have with yourself and the way you look at yourself and the way you treat yourself when something doesn't go the way you had planned, right? That is the essence of manifestation, I would say. Because if you learn how to be nice to yourself, then there is nothing in this world that can stop you from getting what you want. It's mostly our own self-worth, guilt, our fears of various kinds, right? Different wounds that stop us from moving forward. The second thing of becoming what you want is energy alignment. Everything you want exists at a certain vibration. And that's where clearings come in, that's where healings come in, that's where all of that energetic magic, that's where it comes in. If your inner energy doesn't match that vibration, of course inner work helps you cultivate that energy, and energy work helps you maintain that energy. Yeah. So if your inner energy doesn't match that vibration, it's like trying to, again, like that example that I give you, it's like trying to tune into a wrong radio station, right? You want to get it to 98.3, but you're going to 93.5. Of course you won't be able to listen to whatever you want. Yeah. Becoming what you want means aligning your energy, habits, beliefs, and emotions with the reality you wish to experience. Because guys, let me give you another example. You want to manifest a job, okay? And right now you're cribbing and you're heartbroken and you're feeling like the world is against you. What energy is that? What's that energy that you're giving out? You're giving out a hopelessness energy. And the job that you want is not at the frequency of hopelessness. The job that you want is probably at a frequency of gratitude, because imagine what will happen when you get the job. That's why they say it as if you already have it. What does that mean? That means that when it's very simple, folks. I've been hearing and listening to all of these things for over a decade now, and it makes just so much sense now. It literally means what it says. Like, you don't have to complicate it. And I know I have tried that, and I have tried to complicate concepts over the years just to understand, is it that simple? But it is that simple. I'm here to tell you that it is that simple. When you get that job, you'll probably feel confident, you'll probably feel happy, you'll probably feel satisfied, right? And of course, if the job is of a certain caliber, certain skills, you would be confident in those skills, isn't it? So, in order to get that job, you have to be confident with your skills. You have to be at the gratitude frequency, because you're very happy once you'll get the job. You would be satisfied. You would be feeling worthy of it because you already have it, and you'll feel grounded so that you can keep it, right? So, if you don't have those emotions and instead you're feeling hopeless, you're complaining, and you're feeling like you're blaming the whole world, guess what? It's a different frequency, and you might not get what you want. You probably get more problems, because that's what the energy is all about. So inner alignment, folks. And the third thing is inner work of becoming what you want. This is the bridge between your current self and the version of you who already has what you desire, like I just said. So inner work, but see, and so a very good example, like just the one that I was just giving you. If you are at the level of gratitude, if you already have the skills, if you're feeling satisfied, now how do you go there? That's the inner work. Believing in what you're not seeing is the inner work. Because believing in what you see, everybody can do that. But believing in what you do not see, yet you envision and yet you have that vision in your mind, that's the inner work. That includes clearing your limiting beliefs, healing your past wounds, transforming your thought patterns, rewiring your subconscious mind. All of the things that clearings do, that healings do, that coaching does, right? It's all about cultivating that self-worth, confidence, and that emotional capacity to receive what you desire. Because if you're not feeling grateful, if you're not feeling aligned, if you're not feeling skillful, if you're not feeling worthy, even if that job comes to you, folks, you won't be able to hold it. Because there will be success intolerance. And that's basically that you feel like there is a whole soul program of not feeling, of the moment that you feel fulfilled, there is a soul program that, then you'll die. So you spend your life feeling unfulfilled. This is a whole another topic. I don't want to dive deep into it. I'll probably make another podcast on it. But the point is that we can choose to feel fulfilled and work towards energy alignment so that we don't feel overwhelmed when things come to us. Okay? So becoming isn't just acting like you have something, okay? It's structurally shifting who you are at the level of self concept, energy, and alignment, right? Now, let's talk about that inner work and why it's still very essential, okay? Here's the hard truth: if you skip that inner work, manifestation is a game of luck, okay? You might get glimpses of your desire, right? And many of you have, right? But like I said, you won't be able to sustain it, right? Why? Because that unhealed part of you, your fears, your doubts, your trauma, your limiting beliefs, they keep creating blocks in the background. Like, remember I told you about that inner child example of how till the age of 10 we keep imbibing all these beliefs from, all our loved ones, our parents, our relatives, friends, school, all of that, right? And so just like a phone, it gets with the data, it gets filled up, and then in order to get more, like even pictures, take more pictures, you have to kind of empty it. So till the age of 10, that body of yours, that mind of yours is filled with all the beliefs, okay? And so now if you don't work on it, that those are the beliefs that will dictate your adult life as well, right? So all the fears, doubts, trauma, they keep repeating in your life. Yeah. So if you don't clear, if you don't clear your phone, if you don't clear or work on those inner children, it'll keep blocking everything that you manifest in your life. So for example, you'll attract opportunities, but self-sabotage makes you turn them away, right? You meet people or money comes, but it slips through your hands. Or you feel anxious, unworthy, or doubtful, and then your reality mirrors that, right? You get people like that, you get bosses like that, you get partners like that mirror that anxious energy. And you must have seen this in your life as well, right? Inner work rewires this. It is a deliberate practice. And like I said, folks, you have to bring consistency into practice. Meaning, even if you don't want to do it, even if you don't feel like it, you have to make a practice of it. Even if you don't want to take a shower, you go and take a shower. Even if you don't want to brush your teeth, you brush your teeth, isn't it? So energy work is also non-negotiable. It's a deliberate practice every day. Identifying and releasing your limiting beliefs, healing your emotional wounds that keep you small, clearing energetic blocks that restrict your flow, aligning your self-concept with your desires. And here's the key. Like I said, inner work, energy work is never optional. It's not optional. The universe will keep showing you mirrors, situations, peoples, and challenges. And this is what I'm talking about right now, right? There are so many memories that are from your past life as well, folks. And so many things you carry in your body that keeps reflecting on the outside. You have this opportunity, you work on yourself. Because until you evolve enough to embody the reality you want, it'll just keep, you will just keep moving in this endless loop. Each challenge is a signal, okay? Your inner world isn't yet aligned with your outer desires. So how do you actually do this inner work? I think I already spoke about this at length in the last podcast, but let me just break it down here into practical steps yet again, because it's like the more you listen to it, the more you get aligned to taking these actions, right? The first one is awareness. Sometimes you only need awareness to heal, okay? So notice the thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that contradict your desires, okay? Write them down, say them out loud, face them, looking at the fear in the eyes of the fear, right? Number 2, acceptance. Don't try to push away your shadows, right? Accept them, own them. This is part of me and I'm ready to heal it, right? Number 3, release. Use the tools. All the tools that I've taught so many people during coaching sessions, all the, mantras, chanting, everything that I gave after healing, all the healings, all the clearings, use it. Choose it. Reprogramming. So everything that I do in my NLP sessions or, hypnosis, all of that helps you replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, right? So visualization, affirmation, whatever works for you, right? Embodiment, number 5. Stepping into the energy of the version of you, like I just said. So again, how does that happen? All the points above, you can do that to work on those points, or work on those inner beliefs, right? And make your energy more magnetic. And number 6, consistency. Folks, number 6 is just, I would say this is the most important point. If you show up every day for yourself, things will happen, things will shift, things will move. You will get where you want to get. You will get to where you want to go, right? It'll happen. It's a daily practice. Manifestation is not magic. It's alignment. Keep tuning, keep healing and embodying until your reality shifts effortlessly, okay? So you will feel resistance, okay? Why? Because your old patterns are so embedded in your body, right? There are so many things where, a lot of people recently, like in one of my coaching classes, this person was talking about how there is so much resistance in doing the work that she can see that it's sabotage, but she said that I can't help it. I just can't do it, But that's what the resistance shows up, because your body is used to living a certain way. For example, if your inner child thinks that love is equal to fights, and that's what your belief is, and you keep creating fights in all your romantic relationships as an adult, now when you start working on yourself, by the way, why is the body doing that? Because the body feels safe when there are fights, because the body has stored fight in the love folder. So for the body, love is equal to, or for the inner child, love is equal to fights, and that's the safe space, because the safe space is what you develop in the first 10 years of your life. It could come from your parents, from your loved ones, from everybody that child felt close to. And most of us feel close to our parents in the sense of survival, right? Even for survival, we want our parents, right? So now that love is equal to fight, and now when you start working on yourself as an adult, of course the body will resist, because the body feels safe in fights. The body feels loved. And so you have to be consistent. That's why I said your body can be changed, your neurons can be changed, your mind can be changed, right? But it'll take some consistency. Old patterns, fears, and discomfort, it'll keep showing up, because that's what the coding has been for your body, right? And it's normal for it to show up, the resistance to show up. But remember, if you keep working on yourself, your inner world will try to catch up with your desires, okay? Don't try to fight it. Lean into it. Accept the resistance, because remember, that's why biology and understanding your body is very important, because then you can actually feel the compassion for your body. Because if you keep, while the process is happening, you're also resisting your body, it's going to become very difficult for you to keep moving forward, right? So we have to take our body, mind, and our desires together, be compassionate towards each and every part, and then move forward. Yeah? That is how you will trust the process, okay? And understand that each cleared block, each healed wound, and each aligned thought brings you closer to becoming your manifestation. That's what it means to become your manifestation. Yeah. So to sum it up, manifestation is not about wishing or hoping. It's about becoming. Becoming the self who naturally holds, receives, and lives your desire. And that means doing the inner work, healing, raising your vibration, and aligning your self-concept with the reality of what you want. So today, I challenge you. Start small. Notice your patterns, heal one block, embody one aligned habit, step by step, day by day, you become what you want to manifest. Yeah? Do it. Start today. So thank you so much everyone for listening, and remember, your inner world shapes your outer world. Heal it, own it, and watch your manifestations unfold effortlessly. Signing off, Anisha Dutt from Zarya Healings.